First improvement of the day, we got Rufus back to his owner.
Morning guys, in the break room here, gonna drill a couple holes to put some outlets in the countertop here. Make it easier.
Jesse San, he was the home ranger, got homes for the trash bags.
John up here and finishing. I came up here on the lift to check out this airline. Got a bit of a hole here. While I was up here checking this out, see if we could replace it or what the best option was. Notice we actually got a lot of dry rot right here too. This is just going to give out in a matter of time as well. It's the line that just kind of runs along and down. Wonder if maybe we shouldn't unhook that and go ahead and cut this off. Put a new fitting on there. Oh, best options, what do you think? John, again, we had this extra roll up top. And I'm looking at it. This one's pretty bad as well. Then I looked at the one that we have that's already connected up here. That one's just about fucked as well. Might need some new air hoses or airlines hoses.
Hey everyone, Robert here over by the sill line, and the sander, the home for it, when you're using it, it kind of just falls out. And what it is that these are just kind of worn down. I mean, we put that block in there to help it, but I think we need to put a new one, a new face on there and give it a little bit more better place to sit in there. So I'm gonna attack that. Thanks. Robert back here by the sill line with my home for my sander, and I'm looking pretty good. I used the old one as a template, and I made it a little bit bigger, so if I wanted, I could make it a little deeper. So I think I might do that just to give it a little bit snugger home, but we're looking pretty good. So thanks.
Chris finished up putting in the plugins.
Hey guys, we were looking for a home for Empor. The previous location was over here, so we moved it closer so the hats and the foam are now here. It's taped and has some things here. Somebody had the idea that we wouldn't usually be pulling from this side to build this way, and it would give it more of a slant that would be similar. The idea was to be similar to the other foam one then. It would have the correct lean. So that was a good idea. Robbie came up with that one, so I think we'll have to execute that. But new home from over here, right here. Next. Hey, Elite Marble. Shane had brought this up again, and so started helping him work on it. First things first is I contacted the experts and said, hey, whoever can help me, we have a broken pigment container, they're different sizes. Can you quote me one? Also, we get sludge in the tape from the return line. What is the typical issue here? And he asked for a picture, which I sent him on our new machines, and it kind of goes on and on about it. But basically, he suggests having it mixed regularly. So there's the picture I sent. And then here's the one that comes from their machines. So they have a cool setup and welded where it goes away from there and it holds an air-operated mixer at an angle. And so we'll have to decide. I don't know if it's worth paying for that when we can have this for a lot cheaper. I used it today in the white and it worked unbelievable, and it was separated. So there's my current improvement, and help us get this to home. We'll get the tote or the new bin ordered when they get me a quote.
Well, now that everything's off and quit vibrating, you can see that at some point in time, this thing just broke it off. It just basically was just sitting there. I don't know what would have caused it to snap, but it broke. And that is a bummer. We'll get this cleaned up, figure it out.
Chris got the label maker out, got some labels made.
John back here and set. I went ahead and made a little bit more of a visual on these dowels. We got pull from the top, and feed up the bottom.
Good morning, Lee Marble. So back over here at the triage. So I got, after getting those hung up and moved, I was able to move the sander over to the right side. So you're able to just grab it and get to work.
So yesterday's meeting, it was brought up that this was coming loose. Jesse said that he tried to super glue it before. So I tried it, and it seems to be sticking on there pretty well. So yeah, let's hope it works. If it doesn't work, what I'll do is, Chris brought up, I could just drill some new holes into this bar and try to put some new screws in or something. So we'll see how long this super glue here lasts and go from there. Thank you.
Good morning. This project was from Monday. So over by pour, first we removed everything off the floor over in the first row by pour. Then we decided to tear up the floor. It was pretty dirty. See if we can uncover some problems. Once we got the old floor out, we started tackling the next mess. Started getting rid of some of the nonsense, that all this noise that we don't really, it's just the kind of a clutter. Taking down keyboards and TVs, stuff that we haven't really used to our best advantage. And got deep on our 3S, making sure everything is clean as it should be. Making sure there's no problems that just pop up later. But once we were all done 3S'ing, and finally got her cleaned up to where it looks nice. Not counting this picture here. This picture, throwing some more garbage. We did finally find a nice clean floor, I promise. There it is. Once we found it, we started laying some of the blue stuff down that absorbs. Put a nice layer right there where we worked the most, as you see. And then we went over that again, the opposite direction, back and forth with the blue stuff, so we have a nice layer there. Once we put 2 lines of blue stuff in, we put cardboard over the top. Cardboard on both sides, up underneath. And then once it was done, we were able to bring things back in a little bit more nice orderly fashion. And put a different style computer in there, or a different area, easier to maintain and keep track of. We also fixed the board you see there at the bottom to make it easier. Thank you.
Alrighty team, Luke in installation here. Just making an improvement. So when I was cutting yesterday, I felt like it took a long time. So when I observed this, I noticed that it was cracked in multiple places and that it was really worn down to there was hardly any diamonds. So if you flip her, every once in a while, like there's some diamonds on the right, but if you look, some of the other places, it's completely wore off. So I made the upgrade and switched it, which led me to find that we threw away all the tools to change the blade, so then it took us longer. So that'll be an improvement down the road as well. But you know, here's an example of making things safer, making things higher quality.
So over here in Biscuit, over here in Pour, by the Biscuit pigment, as you see, it's continuous leak. And so, like, Boss Man decides maybe we should put it into a bucket and let it leak into a bucket so we can save it instead of letting it leak how it wants to all over the place. Should have been something thought of a while ago, because that makes sense. So right now we're draining the Biscuit into a fresh bucket, salvage what we can so we can fix the problem instead of letting it get worse and doing the whole, we'll get to it. So we are gotten to it. Thank you. If we're gonna do Biscuit, we have to come up with a plan, but won't be no Biscuit today, I hope. I got it all over my phone now.
Seeing these screws in the install truck, looking forward to making an improvement so it doesn't happen again.
So bought the template this wall and this wall, if I put that in, and it's kind of always a weird thing how that comes together. And I haven't done one of these in a long time. And so what I'm trying to do here is mimic what trim would be or what our piece would be. So what I did was I used it like a template. So I hot glued that in and then screwed it in so it doesn't move, and then have it so that that's kind of mimicking that other piece so that I can template right through it. And I'm gonna see how that works. I'm probably gonna put one more screw in there, and so the other thing we did was use a cutoff that was ground similar. Put it against there. Here I have the hot glue in there, so it's not the best, but so that it shows what the panel will look like.